States. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special interview. And I have my dear friend Diane Sparks with me. And we are going to be, well, I'm going to be asking her a few questions on her services that she offers. And before I continue, I would like to basically introduce you and take the time to present yourself. So again, it's my pleasure to introduce you, Diane.
Thank you very much, Ron Williams. It is a pleasure to be here today. Happy New Year to you, your family, and all the people that are out there in the audience in cyberspace.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's a little bit kind of introductions that we will be doing.
Okay.
And obviously, we're not going to talk necessarily go through. By the way, you don't want to be at the beach, and we'll do that when we do a real recording.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what I would like to really focus on this recording is to help me, like I was explaining, better understand you, better understanding your company, your services. And so, could you kindly tell me a little bit where all this project kind of sparked up in you? Where does it come from?
Well, actually, I've been in the foreclosure consulting business for about 10 years. And I see that there's a real need for it because there are so many people that have fallen behind on their mortgage payments. There are a lot of people that have inherited property that they live out of state. The property is in another state. They cannot take care of it. And a lot of times these property management companies, they don't basically take care of the property like they should. So a lot of things go wrong, okay? But I started this here because I wanted to help, okay? And not only that, I went through a foreclosure myself, okay? So I know how devastating it is to
Mm,
have all of your belongings set out on your lawn, okay? That's what happened to me, and it was devastating. And they only gave me $500, the bank did. So what are you going to do with $500 with four little kids? Where are you
mm,
going to go? With
mm,
relatives? They already have family. But
mm,
after I went through that, I said, hey, I'm going to do something about this. So that's what started me on this here journey that I've been on.
nice. And when you don't mind telling me approximately when that happened to you, or?
Um, 10 years ago
Okay.
was in the early 2000s,
Mm,
and it was the early 2000, I would say around about what 2000 2005,
mm,
and it was in September 2005 when this happened, and it devastated me. I had to move in with my brother and sleep on the sofa, my kids on the floor. But I took that $500 that I got from the bank, and I turned that $500 into, I bought a piece of property, put down on it. Okay, it
mm,
was a shack, and nobody wanted it. I
mm,
put that $500 down and got a promissory note, gave them a promissory note. I bought that old shack, worked in there, fixed it up, had other friends to help me. There was electricians and plumbers and so forth and so on. And I sold that house for $50,000.
fantastic.
And and that's what happened to me. But the need that I see that is the most is for people that actually want to keep their homes. Okay, because a lot of times these people they fall behind because of either sickness or loss of job, death in the family,
Mm-hmm.
uh, a breakup. Okay,
Mm.
so a lot of these people sometimes they just can't come back out of that. But
That's
they
that. Mm.
eventually do come back, and when they do get back on their feet, now they're able to make the payments. But now the payments are so far behind that it's virtually impossible for them to actually catch up. So what I do is I work with the bank for them on their behalf to help them to be able to work out a suitable arrangement that will benefit both parties. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that they don't lose their house, because a lot of these houses, when they take these properties from people, they just sit there, okay, boarded up, and you can just go any city, any town, any country, and what do you see? Properties boarded up. Because what? The bank has taken them back. They can't handle all those properties, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody buy them, they just sit there, okay?
Mm.
So that's what it is.
Right, right, right. Absolutely. So, tell me a little bit more about how does it work, like for the fees? Is there a fee for the client? Does the bank actually pay you, or because obviously you're a professional, you're a counselor, and where do you get your financial gain from this? Obviously.
Well, my financial gain, it comes from the homeowner, okay?
Okay.
Because my fees are very reasonable. I charge you anywhere. I charge $2,000, okay, per
Mm-hmm.
person to work out their situation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everybody else charges 5,000, 10,000, and up.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this is new to me, so I had no clue. But so, in other words, when you said two, you mean like if they're a couple, then it would normally be $4,000 because there are two involved on the mortgage, right? Is that what you
No,
meant? No?
no, no. That's what the fee is, straight across the board. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
it doesn't matter if it's a $100,000 house or $1 million home. That's
Okay.
what the fee is to work with the bank, okay, and
Right.
work out a suitable arrangement for both parties, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
homeowner has to pay that.
Okay. So they normally are they giving you normally the full upfront fee? They're giving a portion once you are able to make a settlement. Are you asking them a percentage of anything, or that's a flat fee and that's it? Or if you help them keep their houses, you actually get like a for you and for them. Is there a compensation that you're getting from that, or how does that work?
Yes, it is a compensation. I realize that people they don't have the full $2,000. So what I do is
Mm-hmm.
when they first come to me, they have to put up $500. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then I start to work on the case. Then once I start working on the case, and I see where it is that we're getting ready to get a favorable resolution, then they come in and then they give me the other 500. Okay. Then
Hmm.
once everything is just about ready to close up, then they give me the remainders.
Okay. Now, when you say when it's closed up, are you referring to with the bank when there's like a settlement, an agreement that
Exactly.
you're negotiating with them to help either to lower their fees or to take arrangements that maybe for 2 months they won't be able to pay rent and the 3 months or whatever. Is that the type of negotiations you're negotiating for the clients, or?
Exactly, exactly. We do forbearance agreements. We do we do some type of agreement that will work out for the homeowner, because the homeowner is the person that is in need. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the bank, once they give us the approval and say, okay, because they tell me what it is that they are going to offer, I look at whatever the homeowner's income is, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If the amount that the bank is still asking is too high, then I continue on negotiating with them until we get it to a favorable amount that the homeowner can afford.
Sure, sure, and that's the ideal way to go for them, because or else we're just negotiating, but they're going to fall in the same trap in a couple of weeks, anyways, or months.
That's right.
It has to be adjusted to their budget to be a realistic thing, and it has to be a viable thing for them.
Exactly.
Now, it seems like, as you were saying before, because the banks, they don't seem to be very in favor of taking homes. They're more willing to negotiate, and I can imagine sometimes there's a challenge, but in most cases, how does it seem to be favorable? What are the percentages of success for your clients?
For my clients, I'd have to say that I have about a 65%, okay, for my clients, okay, because
Hmm.
I really work hard to get it done, all right?
Hmm.
Um, because as you said a minute ago, the banks are not there. They really don't want the property back because they're in business of loaning money, okay?
Absolutely.
And and when they take the property back, it's the last result, okay?
Hmm.
Because these homeowners, they have 90 days, okay, from the time that they stop making their first monthly payment, okay? They have 90 days to try to get caught up. But since it's been hundreds and hundreds of thousands of properties,
Hmm.
the banks now are letting these properties, letting the homeowners, they're not just giving them the 90 days. They give them, sometimes they be in these properties for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and never pay a dime. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
But once they decide, the bank decides that it's enough, then they will say, "Hey, let's start the foreclosure process." Okay. First of all, let's start.
Excuse me.
That's okay. Let's start the default process. Okay. The
Hmm.
default goes for 90 days. Okay.
Hmm.
And then after that, then you have 100 and you have you have another 21 days after they actually file for foreclosure, okay, to actually stop the foreclosure. You have 21 days, but after it passes the time that the bank uh, 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 lays out there for you to be able to recoup your property, if you
Hmm.
go over that, then they sell it on the steps of the courthouse. Okay, that's where you see so many foreclosure auctions. Okay, and
Hmm.
what do you have there? You have investors, and these investors, they basically buy these properties for cheap.
For
Okay,
sure, for sure.
although I have investors and the investors that work with myself, as well as
Mm.
I'm an investor as well. Okay,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I have a network of investors that I also deal with for the people that actually don't want the property,
Hmm.
just don't want to deal with it anymore, don't want to put any money out anymore, they
Hmm.
just want to get out. A lot of these people, what they've done is they go to the realtors. I have nothing against realtors, okay? You know, because it's a good job.
Hmm.
But a lot of these realtors, they'll keep these people's property for 90 days,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah. They're
And
locked
then
in. They're locked in.
they're locked in. See, when they sign that contract, they're locked in. Okay, so they cannot break that contract. And then they
No.
sit that that property stays there for 90 days and it don't get sold. Okay,
Hmm.
because a
Hmm.
lot of the realtors, they have so many properties that they're dealing with.
Yep.
Okay, that they're dealing with. They're only going after the ones that they know that is going to sell. Okay,
Hmm.
so when that expires, they'll go back, the realtors will say, well, you know, it just didn't sell, so now we need to cut the price down, you know, and keep cutting the price and keep cutting the price. Now the people walk away with nothing. They're just basically just, they're not getting any money for the property. Okay,
Hmm.
and then it still sits there. And then what happens in the end? The contract is over, they still in the same situation. That doesn't happen with Sparks Processing and Consultants. It
Mm.
doesn't happen because we have a network of investors that work with us on a day-to-day basis that buy these properties. Okay.
Interest. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, and in other words, so what you do is you kind of analyze what's the equity left on the house, and you look at the proposition of an investor, and there's a portion left for them. So even though they sell their house a lot less than what it's worth, let's say it's worth 500,000, and they have 200,000 equity. Well, they may sell it at whatever, whether it's for 400 or 450,000, but they end up maybe keeping 50,000 or a little bit more or something like that. That seems to be like probably what we're referring to, right?
Okay, well, what we're actually referring to in that scenario that you just mentioned there,
Mm-hmm.
that is considered a short sale, okay,
Right.
for people that are in foreclosure, okay,
Okay.
because the amount that they owe on the property is more than what the property is worth,
Ooh, that's
okay.
bad news. Yeah.
That's bad news. And
Mm.
so if they owe more than what the property is worth, no bank or no lender is going to loan you any money if there's nothing in it. It's an
No,
empty shell. Okay? But
absolutely.
but what we do is, if we have a property that's like that, then what we do is we negotiate with the bank to give a short sale, to do a short sale on the property.
Got
Once the
you.
short sale is approved, we
Mm-hmm.
we, we make sure that we make sure that we have the right comps. Okay, we make sure we look at the property for whatever damage is done to the property, whatever needs to be done to the property. We add all those factors in there. Then we submit that to the bank, okay,
Mm-hmm.
along with an offer, okay. Let's
Mm.
say, for instance, I have a property now, okay, that I'm going through the same thing, which is a short sale. But this property, these people, they owe $150,000 on the property. It's a two-bedroom. It should have never been sold for that amount
Mm.
because in that area and in that particular complex, the three bedrooms are only going for 93,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is a two-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if so by them owing 150,000 on the property, this means that the property is underwater. So what we have done already is, because two bedrooms in that area is only going for 65, 70,000. So we've already put an offer in with the amount of work that needs to be done to it, say about $10,000. And not only that, they also owe the homeowners association 2 years of fees, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which is another $20,000, okay, because when you do a short sale,
Mm.
the bank, they have to pay the second, okay. And because the bank is the first, so they have to pay the second. So what they do is they will only give them a third of
Mm.
whatever is owed.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so when they give them a third of whatever is owed, so they're definitely not going to get $20,000.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
so but anyway, so we put an offer in for $45,000.
mm-hmm,
Okay,
mm-hmm,
and so
mm-hmm.
now we are working on that to see how that's going to go.
Nice. It seems like there's quite a few different situations that people can be facing. Can you kind of wrap them up into, are they like maybe four of them, five of them, seven of them, or on average, about how many are those of those different scenarios? Can they be more than that, or the most general, that happen?
Okay, um, the most general is people that are in foreclosure. That is huge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is a short sale. Um, that was huge 2 years ago. Okay. But now the banks are getting to the point where they are just holding back before they will actually give you an approval because they're hoping that the economy is going to all of a sudden just start booming again. Okay,
Right,
the
right.
days that you did have in the early 90s and,
Mm-hmm.
and in the early 2000s, that's over with. That's never going to happen again. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the banks, a lot of the banks, they'll say, well, our appraisal says that the property is worth this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the appraisals that they basically send out, those are the ones that just do the drive-by. So how are you going to drive by a property without going in and actually inspecting it? Okay, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make any sense. All right, and okay, so we're looking at foreclosures, we're looking at short sales, we're looking at people that just want to sell their properties, but it doesn't have that much equity in there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and they just want out before they get into the foreclosure scenario. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's three there. Um, Also people that want to hold on to their properties, okay,
Right.
because as I said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
they might have had an unfortunate occurrence that may have happened to them that made them where they would say, oh my goodness, I cannot get up. I had one lady that her daughter, this lady was a lawyer, okay, and her daughter was killed in a car accident, okay, her only
Mm-hmm.
child. Well, she could not do anything. I mean, literally, she shut everything down, all right, and all she did was just lay in bed. Her practice went south, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was just really, really depressed. Okay, so everything that she had started going down. Okay, but we were able to eventually get her back on track. You see, it's not just going in there and saying, okay, we can help you. A lot of times these people, they need somebody that they can sit down and they can talk to, okay? Because they're depressed. You
Yes,
know, the,
yes.
they're, they're depressed. A lot of people, their husbands or wives walk out on them, okay?
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
they can't seem to get over it because it's like, how could this happen? I didn't even see it coming, you see. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of devastating people, parents die, okay,
Yeah,
people, a lot of stuff that happen. These are just natural things that happen to us in life. A lot of people
yeah.
just can't cope.
No, that's it. Well, because emotionally, not everybody react differently, and we have to take all these things in consideration. You know, um, and here's what's interesting. What I see is that we could set up more than you know we could set up more than one video where we could speak about a specific situation. So if somebody's in one of those specific situations, okay, he could actually click and watch that video and hear the multiple solutions that could be available to them, whether it's for a short sale, a foreclosure, or whatever the situation. That may be very interesting to have those individual videos.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, and
Exactly.
okay, that's nice. So, so we were saying presently are what are your strategies of reaching out to people? Are you like with local papers, or just give me an idea? What are you doing for campaigns, advertising campaigns?
Okay. Well, what I do is now I I'm not real socially inclined as far as
Hmm.
Google, Facebook, and so forth. Okay,
Sure,
but
sure.
I do some advertisement on Facebook. Okay,
Hmm.
I do newspaper ads. I do flyers. I
Hmm.
do postcards. I do a lot of my clients come by word of mouth.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, that's about it. And my website. And all of my correspondence that I send out, they all lead you back to the website.
Okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
the website is more informative than what I have the time to actually go through.
True, true, true. And were you able to determine a little bit what are your best at with what you're using, you know? Uh, and that's okay, but all I'm trying to understand is have you were you able to maybe analyze, or do you have a little idea so far what have you tried in advertising that seems to be working best for you?
Okay. Well, the thing that I see that has been working for me, I subscribe to this here lead generating service. Okay. They send me Monday through Friday. They will send me either two properties or three properties. Sometimes there's 10 properties. Okay. But you have so many people that are competing for the same properties. Okay.
Mm.
So, you got to be up at the crack of dawn in the morning and just with your eyes on the computer, waiting till they hit in order to be able to be successful for achieving one of these properties. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I see that service there. I have a lot of people that just want to get out of the property, sell the property,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that's what I'm basically really wanting to do for people that just want to get out of the property, sell the property, and move on.
Nice. Okay, okay. Well, what we're gonna do? We're going to I'm gonna analyze all this video unless I have another question here that pops up. But it really helped me out a lot, and this is really really good. To be honest with you, I think you're good. You have the potential of having, and I'm not saying this just to to try and gain your business and that you hire me and all that stuff, but what I'm saying is that I know real estate a little bit too, my wife as well. We've been buying real estate. I didn't never told you that, but we've been buying my wife more, she's been buying apartment buildings, selling them, and so we're very, very concerned and understand a little bit about this industry, but haven't been exposed to foreclosures and stuff like that. So, well, one case we did, but but that's about it. So, but to understand the all the possibilities, it helps me that when we're going to be doing those interviews, um, to to flow with that, and I'm going to
Exactly.
be able to explain a little bit about my real estate background and why I'm so in it with you. My heart's with you. My heart's pounding.
Yes.
And so people will feel us too being sincere about wanting to help, and you come across like a genuine professional. I had no clue who you were, and I had no idea how you were going to present yourself, what you were going to be talking about. But all I could tell you is you really come across as definitely a super, super caring person, extremely honest, but very passionate about helping people. It's you. You're bubbly and you got it. And if we do the proper videos and slap these up at the right places on Facebook, they're gonna turn viral, because there's
Yes.
so many people that when they're going to see these videos, they're going to be touched. And when we ask them, please share this, would you kindly do a favor, not just for Diane, you may be doing a favor maybe to 5 of your friends. You have maybe what, 1,000, 4,000, maybe 5,000 friends on Facebook. You don't know. You may have 5 or 10 of them. They're not going to tell you on Facebook. They're going to say, "Oh, everything's good." But back at home, they're losing their home. But they won't say it on Facebook
No.
because it's disgrading. It's you want, like you said, you're down, you're discouraged. You want to come on Facebook and try and be edified. You want to be encouraged, and so you don't want to talk about your problems. You want to kind of get away, and that you could have your mind change because you're too depressed.
Hmm.
But this is what we have to communicate to people who are going to watch the video, and say,
Hmm.
kindly share the video, not for Diane, do it for your friends, because we just don't know how many of them are in need right now. And
Hmm.
you may be the how do we say that, the link, or
Hmm.
the missing link in between them and Diane. That But you could be the one to match them, to help them, perhaps not lose their house, perhaps not having to come and live on this beach here. It looks really fun, but when you lose your home, it's not fun to be at the beach. It's not fun to be nowhere if you
Hmm.
don't have a home,
Exactly.
because then
Exactly.
you have to live in your car. I've seen people having to live in their cars, in their trucks.
Yes.
There's people living in I mean, just living outdoors, sleeping on benches. But
Hmm.
sometimes people judge these people. They as being an itinerants, right?
Hmm.
But you know, do, we should never judge, because sometimes that could be, maybe a lawyer who
Hmm.
just lost everything for some for whatever reason. Like you said, he
Hmm.
could have been sick. He's lost his wife. So many situations can happen, and the guy could be a very, very smart guy and used to be a professional, but he's now out in the streets,
Hmm. That's right.
and we could possibly help him. So kindly do a favor to possibly one or two or maybe more of these people. Kindly share this video, and so that's the type of video we could do here, Diane.
Okay.
And this is really, really sensitive to people's heart, because when we're talking about, hey, you're comfortable, you got your home, and that's really nice, you got your children in nice beds, but when you lose it all, it's not funny at all.
Hmm.
You're really in a panic situation,
That's
and
right.
and that's where your background came from.
Hmm.
You lived it yourself.
That's
So
right.
So you understand the consequences
Hmm.
of losing that.
That's right.
So that's why you're a professional that that's not just doing it for the money. You understand the the valuable service, humanitarian service, not just for about the money, but it's about all the mindset, the emotional value, all the stress that you could eliminate to people. It's not just about the money. It's because when people go through these situations, I mean, some people they die from just a heart attack because it's
Yes.
too stressful.
Yes, they
And they
do.
become, and if they don't die from the heart attack, they can become very sick because stress causes
That's
all
right.
kinds of sickness, you know?
That's right. And a lot of them are angry, very angry,
Mm,
and the anger, what happens when you angry all the time? You start being violent.
mm,
I've run up on people like that. I had one guy that had an apartment complex. He had
mm,
22 apartments, units in there, and he lost it all.
mm,
And the reason why he lost it all is because uh his wife passed away. Okay. And he wasn't taking care of his responsibilities. Okay, because they were a team. All right. And when she passed, he just couldn't get it together. So what
mm,
we did was, uh I talked to him, you
mm,
know, and matter of fact, he saw one of my advertising because I have these placards on my Jeep, and he saw that on my Jeep and called me. Okay,
mm,
and
mm,
I went out to meet with him. He was so distraught, he could barely keep it together. But I wind up getting the property,
mm,
getting him in contract with the property, and then I put the investors, connected the investor that wanted that type of property, and he bought the property, and the guy went on. Okay, at
mm,
least he wasn't in the streets. You see, he didn't get what he would have gotten if things had been in different scenario, but
mm,
he got money, you see, because he
mm,
had
mm.
fallen behind. See?
Mm. Have you thought, there's something that's come to my mind. Have you ever thought of possibly looking into solutions to help them earn ways that they can possibly earn some income?
Yes, and that's what I do as well. Um, I'm involved with this company. Matter of fact, two different companies, which is called, one of them is Instant Rewards, okay,
Hmm.
network, okay,
Good.
and the other one is Superior Freebies, okay.
Okay.
Um, those companies there, you don't have to put money out to get started. All you have to do is try the products that these Fortune 500 companies have. So what I
Oh.
do is, I connect my people, the people that come with me, I
Hmm.
connect them with that, because I know it's a need for money. Okay, because if it wasn't a need for money, then they wouldn't be in the problem that they're in, you see. And
Hmm.
so a lot of the people that I bring on to that, they
Hmm.
get it. Because their money goes straight to PayPal. They make
Hmm.
anywhere from a week. They make five, six, seven, $800 a week just
Hmm.
doing that.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see? Are you
Nice.
familiar with either one of those Instant Rewards Network?
I believe I may have heard of it, but kindly send me your two links. I would like to take a look at that and analyze it
Okay.
because I'd like to see how we can incorporate that into your campaigns, possibly into your Facebook campaigns and stuff. there's another avenue that I just thought for you, and I'm not going to give you all the details, but I'm in the process right now to offer my service, and it's and so I should be approved. I don't know how long it takes. I just found out about it a couple of days ago, but it seems to be a really good solution for people to earn. They could even potentially earn a really good income from it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is, it's Google, okay, who actually opened up a new division. They have like an internal banking system where they could collect money for you. I forget how they call it. Google. I forget, but anyways, I'll let you know tomorrow. But
Okay.
it's like a PayPal thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Google also has some like pay PayPal similar, not like PayPal, but similar a little bit where there's transactions being done. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Now here's what Google's just been releasing in several months ago, about a year ago, and and I'm in the process right now. Probably by early next week, I'll start my process to ask to be approved, and I'm almost certain I'm going to be approved. There's no reason I wouldn't. But I'm setting up a new website. I'm setting up a new YouTube account, new Facebook account to 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 offer my services. But here's what. Let me come back to what Google's done. Google set up um, coaching services. So uh, to help coaches, help people. If you want to help people learn how to play guitar, you want to help people like you're able to do some homework for kids. You could do it all over Google Hangouts. Easy. You see how easy it is? We're on Google Hangout right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Google are setting up where they allow us to offer our expertise
Mm-hmm.
in our branch, and we submit our services. They approve us, and then what happens is we're kind of put in their repertoire, and they actually even help us get some clients that may need that type of service.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Mm-hmm.
you understand?
Yeah.
And and the other thing is that obviously, as I'm going through this process, I'm going to learn more to help people because I'm going to be coaching people on that service as well, and helping them to earn some income. And I mean, there are some people that are helping out. They know how to stitch. They know how to fix clothes. They're offering that service.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. We have
Mm-hmm.
we all have services and things we're able to do, but we
Right.
never. But here with the Google thing, we're able to use the Google Hangout platform like we're using right now, but
Yes.
Google integrates, okay, a collecting feature where we could charge a one-time fee, a 5-minute fee, charge per minute fee. There's multiple payment methods that
Mm-hmm.
we decide, but Google set up these multiple payment options for us to choose, right?
Right.
And then we could offer these services. And so this may be a really viable service that people that may be into foreclosures that because they're able to do it from their home.
Mm-hmm.
You
Exactly.
know, so for somebody,
Exactly.
because somebody who's depressed, it's hard to go out suit and tie and work 40 hours a week. I mean, that's depressing in itself.
Yes, it is.
But
Yes, it
if you
is.
but if you could work doing some Google Hangouts, you're helping out people. You're
Mm-hmm.
basically, if you know how to cook, there's some. I saw the videos on YouTube there. There's these guys, they know how to cook. and they're charging fees. So people
Yeah.
are hiring them, and they're showing them how to cook, and I mean, these guys are charging 50, $60 an hour.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we could possibly, this could be something interesting that we could also perhaps offer to your clients.
Okay. Okay. And I'll tell you something else that I also do. Um, I, there's a lot of new investors that are
Hmm.
out there.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, when you first start out in the investing business, okay,
Hmm.
buying real estate and so forth and so on, the books will teach you how to go and do certain things, okay?
Hmm. Hmm.
But they don't teach you about the numbers, okay? They don't teach you how to uh, 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 they don't teach you how to add up the numbers so that if you present that to a buyer,
Hmm.
okay, that the numbers will work for the buyer because the buyers are the people that are looking at it and saying, "Wait a minute, these numbers don't add up." As far as I'm concerned, well, I have this program that I literally give away.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
because the reason why I give it away and it shows them on a small level of how you can calculate a property, how you can get the graphs, how you can do for refinancing, for all the different scenarios that you may have when it comes to real estate. Okay,
Hmm.
and but
So
anyway,
like a real estate calculator.
right, but that's exactly what it is. It's called a rehab calculator. That's what it is. Okay,
Okay,
if you want
okay.
to buy a house and rehab it, I rehabbed a property, that property that I bought for $500. Okay, and made 50
Mm-hmm.
grand off of it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about the numbers. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
Nope,
I just
nope.
went in there and said, look, and we did this here contract on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, saying that
Mm-hmm.
I promise that I'm gonna give you this X amount of dollars. They gave it to me. They gave me X amount of time to take care of it, to fix it, and then I turned around and I sold it, and then everything went through title anyway. Okay, so once it
Mm-hmm.
went through title, he got his money. I walked away with my money, and I started my life.
Absolutely.
You see?
Yep, 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 absolutely. Well, it's been a very interesting time that I was able to share with you here tonight. Very very pleased to be able to be exposed and to know more of you, and your passion and your work and what the Lord has led you, because this is a calling.
Yes.
Obviously, it seems I think maybe not for the rest of your life, but at this moment, it's a
Yes,
calling.
Lord. That's right. Well,
You
that's
know.
all I know is just this. And I love this. I really do because believe it or not, when my kids were little, my daughter, guess what? She's a real estate agent now because when she was like 3 years old, I'd
Mm,
have her. I had a little office. It wasn't no more than about 200 square little feet. That's all it was, if that. you
mhm,
know. And
mhm,
I'd had a little desk in the front, and she sit there. And I said, "Now you answer the phones, and when you answer the phone professionally." And
mm.
then and then she'd say, "Hello, may I help you?" And to this day, she's that's what she do. And I'm sure that her baby will do something in that, because
Mhm.
that's what she's around all the time. You see?
That's it. That's it. That's it. Praise God. Praise God. Well,
Yeah.
that's super. Well, is there a possibility that we could have a chat perhaps tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, that'll be just great. And then we could sit down and figure out what we're gonna do, how we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
lay everything out,
Right,
and
right.
because like I say, I don't, I just been doing little advertising over here, little advertising over there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Mm-hmm.
not really working, and
No, no,
then
no.
you saw that today, the website that I have, I had no clue, I don't know. My mind just wasn't even thinking about that until you pointed it out when I said Las Vegas in the surrounding areas. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
need to be global.
Sure, sure. Sure, and as well, putting some video presence on your website is gonna increase your calls, gonna increase your opt-ins to your newsletter, and obviously all that makes more sales. You know.
Yes, yes, because if I can get people to start calling me because they have properties, they don't want them anymore, they just want to sell, they just want out, that's what I want. I want my phone to start ringing, That's
Mm-hmm.
what I want. I want my phone to start ringing, because you don't necessarily have to live in the same city that the
Mm-hmm.
property is in. That's why you have virtual. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and that's why we have the internet. You see, and and it's just a simple. It's simple because if some states have strictly attorneys that do their closing, other states have escrow title companies that do their closing. All you got to do is just connect with whatever closing that you're going to do. If you're going to do it with an attorney, you just get the Better Business Bureau. Find out who's the best attorney that does the closing in that particular city. Okay, uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
escrow. Then you should already know the different title companies, which I know them. I know over 500 different title companies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, but yeah, but this has been great.
Good. Good. Well, let us just stop the recording for now.